Today I'm taking you out to Haya, our wettest runway that we go to. We just got word from them that it did rain last night. Travis and I flew out there last week and it was extremely muddy, covered the whole airplane in mud, and I'm assuming that's exactly what's gonna happen today. But we're heading out there to pick up church leaders out there to come back here for some conference or something, I'm not exactly sure. But we're going out there empty. It's only a 17-minute flight, so stay tuned. It's gonna be perfect weather once we get out of here. You guys can see it's all cloudy down there at the end of the runway. I think probably in the next 15-20 minutes we'll have enough of a window to get out of here on our IFR departure, but once we get out of here it's gonna be perfect. Well, you guys can see back here it is starting to clear up, so you know it's almost 9 o'clock now, about an hour later. Good enough for instrument departure, so let's get out of here on just like a 17 or 18-minute flight. Okay, so this is Travis's third time going out to Haya. He's in some training right now. He's one of our newer pilots if you haven't seen some of my other videos. But I do have him on mute right now, so he does not hear me talking to you guys. So as I'm talking to you along the flight, don't worry, I'm not being a distraction to him. I have myself on mute from him.
Kuroka Tower, November Tango Zulu, request taxi departure for Haya to POB.
November Tango Zulu, Kuroka Tower. And taxi runway 17 left, enter backtrack and line up QNH 1022, wind calm. Time check 2255.
Taxi 17 left, backtrack and line up, and 1022 November Tango Zulu.
Alright, see way down the valley? Let's do just down low, and then we'll just go down the Asaro South. I think for one that would be a really good training opportunity.
Okay.
And I'm seeing kind of what appears to me looks like the hill that we're going to go around. So once we get off, we'll just go up to, well, as high as we can get to without going in the clouds, which probably isn't going to be a lot, but I think we can go through the gap at basically very comfortably at 5,500 feet, so just 300 feet higher than we are right now. Okay. As we fly out there, most of this flight, I'm just going to be letting Travis do all the stuff, so I'm not going to be maybe narrating as much of my thoughts as I would normally do, because, well, for one, I'm not doing it, but also so I can just be evaluating Travis and seeing really good where he is and his situational awareness for our trip out there. He's done this trip twice now, and we're going a different way than we did the last two times, just to be able to get different routes in place so that he has a bigger, better understanding of the mountains, the routes, things like that, if weather's bad on one of his flights in the future.
Okay, we'll have 50 knots by the our taxiway, first taxiway, or we'll abort. Max reverse, flaps up, max braking, stopping straight ahead. Once we're in the air, we'll pitch for 85. We'll consider EPL, we'll consider feather. Do a cutoff, pull off, turn off. I'll let you handle the radios. We'll land straight ahead. The weather is clearing up, so we can pick our best option there. And at flaps 30, we'll be pitching for 80, and then master comes off. And that's what I got. We're going to stand into the clouds, and go ahead.
Okay, you can see the cloud layers up there, and then the mountain goes into the clouds, right? Yep. Okay, it's hard to tell there, but there's the mountain ridge that we see, and then there's one a little bit closer to that, and it has kind of like a saddle. So that's where we're going to go through. So if you aim right where that cloud the mountains go into the cloud, we're going to aim for there, and I know that that's the little slot that you usually go over and make a right-hand turn up the valley, and I'm almost 99% sure it's going to be great up there. So,
Kuroka Tower, November Tango Zulu is ready for departure.
November Tango Zulu, runway 17 left, right 10, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 17 left, make the right hand, November Tango Zulu.
And Tower will be heading to the Asaro South, November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu.
Just in case any other airplanes are coming in this way, they'll know that we're going out that way rather than the call.
That's 20, fuel, belts, prop. 1390 for 1440.
Alright, so he's looking at the ITT, it's getting up to 720, which is good. There's our airspeeds alive now, and we're rotating at 55 knots. You can see our ITT in this particular airplane always goes past 740 regardless if you set the power correctly to the numbers, it still goes over. I don't think you're going to be able to go much higher without going into these ones right here. Just for the time being. It looks like the cloud layer right over the field is broken at 500 feet or so, but I'm thinking that we can look at the ground out there. We can see a lot of sunlight on the ground. That's how I can tell that there's a lot of breaks. So here another 3 or 4 miles, it's just going to probably open right up. Yeah, look at this. It's already opening up.
Garuka for higher. 10,000 on departure.
Copy traffic. Mike Alpha Lima.
Garuka Tower, November Tango Zulu departed 5-8, tracking to the SRO south, then the Haya. Will be below 10,000, estimating Haya at 18. And we copy Mike Alpha Fox.
November Tango Zulu, and SRO south, contact Mosby on 120.1, 6598.
At SRO south, contact Moresby 120.1, 6598, November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu, traffic call sign Mike Alpha Lima.
Copy traffic, November Tango Zulu.
Mike Alpha Lima, not
Mike.
Foxtrot? Oh, okay, I thought he said Mike Alpha Foxtrot. Here's that little like swooping area that I saw, but we were a lot lower so you can kind of see up a little bit better, but we'll go right around this hill. That opens up into the Asaro South. We come over here and put our terrain on, then you can see where it starts.
Mike Alpha Lima, runway 17 right, left hand, clear for
If
takeoff.
you'd like, you could.
Takeoff left turn, Mike Alpha Lima.
We could go up because we're going to do the straight track this time, aren't we?
That was the plan.
Yeah. So if you want to just start climbing up your 10,000,
Okay.
and that way we can jump over these other mountains. We're going to have to still take a right here regardless, and fly over that way, and then right here by Gubai, that's where we're going to actually cross over top. There's like one random house out here with a tin roof, very, very far away from any villages. Well, as expected, it's absolutely perfect weather out here. We could look on our Windy app, that's what we do for our weather, to find out our weather planning here, because we don't really have anything else, because we go to only more or less bush locations that don't have weather reporting systems. Our weather reporting system is a phone call. We did get a phone call this morning, like I said, and they said it rained last night, and anytime it rains, the water takes almost all day to drain. It has terrible drainage here, so we're going to expect it to be extremely slippery and very sloppy. When we go in reverse, it's basically going to push all that water and mud out in front of us and fling it up onto our windshield and the rest of the airplane, which is not ideal.
Moresby 6598, November Tango Zulu, transfer.
November Tango Zulu, Mosby, go ahead.
November Tango Zulu is 15 miles south of Garoka, maintaining 10,000, estimating Haya at 15.
November Tango Zulu, 10,000, finish 1010, no departed traffic.
1010, November Tango Zulu.
We're going to stay up to 10,000 feet just so that he has, this way we're going to have a lot steeper of a descent. Typically we'd go out that way another 10 miles or so, and there's a low route that really works well with lots of clouds if you have passengers, things like that. Where this route in particular, you coming across mountains high and having to make a really steep descent all the way down into Haya. Okay, so you can see the mountains pretty sharp edges, and it kind of comes down into the clouds.
Okay.
That's the little gap that I would typically head to. This way doesn't work as well, is because if you have passengers, you really have to like almost slow down with 10 degrees of flaps and prop forward from that point all the way to high if you have passengers, so that you're not going at 1,500 whatever feet per minute. Because it's so nice and clear out, we might be able just to return this way as well, potentially.
Okay, so we'll overfly the airport
this way. It's going to be the easiest turn.
Okay, so just do the downwind basically.
Yeah.
And then overfly, and then loop back around.
Remember how there's like those two hills right there, and there's a gap right in between? If you just cut right through there, still kind of in your descent, you can look out the runway in my window.
Okay.
All the way around really long, and then enter right back into a downwind.
Okay, back into a downwind at 3,400, and that is set up. And then we'll be expecting to turn before that first ridge line, in between those two ridge lines. descending down to 2,900. Then it's a looping turn to final, 2,700 at right before the river. The river is our missed approach point, or is our go around.
We are going to do a go around.
We are going to do it. We are planning the go around today.
So we mentioned that we're going to be doing a practice go around, and if you haven't seen my second channel, go check it out. Just run_friend. I'll leave a link down below. I've been asking you guys kind of what kind of content you want to see on that. I've actually started 3 different extra channels, kind of making different videos in the past 3 or 4 months that I really haven't been posting or letting people know about, just to kind of see what is it the type of videos I want to make. Well, I've decided on the type of videos I want to make, and I want to make like crash analysis videos on my second channel. I'm interested in that, and I really have a passion for aviation safety, and when I see and hear of these different aviation crashes that could have been extremely avoidable just by bad decision making or out of practice, it really bothers me, and I want to be able to share with you guys some learning points that you guys can implement into your own flying from other people's mistakes. In my first video, that right there is a go around procedure. That was why he crashed. So I'll leave a link at the end of this video. You guys can go check out my second channel. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I'm excited about it because it's something new that I'm passionate about. So I'm really excited about sharing these new videos with you as well on my second channel. But in the video, I shared why it's so important to be able to practice go-arounds, and that's why we're doing one today. I didn't catch if you did already brief your go-around procedures.
Yeah. So,
okay, yep.
Power up, flaps 20, pitch up for 12 degrees, and readjust power to the top of the green for torque, while making that right turn initially to swing out close to the hills, and then looping back around to the left.
All right, let's flop those two where we add power at 12 degrees, make the right-hand turn, and then go back to adding the power, so that we're already starting that. That way we're not, adjusting, and then looking up and then turning.
Okay.
That way we can give ourselves the most amount of space in the valley. Because it is tight. I mean, we're completely empty, so it's going to be like, oh, that was so easy. but you do like a load of people and everything, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm glad I briefed it. All right, I'm going to follow you in on the controls, mainly just for the touchdown part. Let's just quickly brief. It will be slippery, like a very slippery. So I want you to like pump the brakes, like hard pumping, and
get into the reverse.
Get into the reverse.
Be prepared to come out.
And if the second it starts to drift either to the left or right, come out of reverse above beta, so that it goes above the click. And that way, then you can go back into beta. At that point, you're probably going slow enough that the reverse probably isn't helping you enough, but at least it's not pulling you. Oh, never mind. It is wet. I can see the water shimmering off of it now. Yeah.
500.
We're going to try to get this thing slowed all the way down to 5 miles an hour, and then start adding the power back in, and realizing, remember last time we were going 5 miles an hour and it was locking the wheels up that slow.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of a puddle up there at the top.
Yeah, it looks like there's lots of puddles everywhere. Over, I'll just say my airplane.
Okay.
Because it might take me longer to explain what I want you to do than it would be for just me to do it, just in the case of I need to make a quick adjustment without having to explain. Do this. All right, looking at these clouds over here where we have to go through, we might have to hold our altitude a bit longer because of those. Otherwise we're going to go really low to get underneath of them. I can't quite tell though yet. Because we're coming in empty, we've got 64 knots. So we're at 76 now. We're just going to slow down to the 64 once we're starting on final. And again, we're going to do a practice go around on this. All right, again, at the river, we go around.
Okay. Okay, 20, looking for 27, a little low here. Bring the speed into 64. Okay, we've got a 3-knot headwind. Okay, so we're quickly approaching the go-around point. Okay, missed approach. And at the power.
Gonna go pitch up to 12, right there.
Okay.
There we go. And then let's just make the left-hand turn out, just like we briefed all the way.
Okay.
Even though we can all climb this hill. Yep. Watch your ITT, please.
Oop, thank you.
And then once we're up to 3,400, we'll just level back off.
Okay.
We can keep turn all the way back around just to enter into your downwind like we just did.
Okay.
So even from that, even like briefing everything and everything like that, it's still easy to
miss
fixate
things.
or miss one thing or things like that. Mountains come at you pretty quick. Hold your altitude to 2,700 until you get to the ridge this time. We started a little bit early last time and we were down about 80 feet by the time we got to the ridge.
500.
So we're already kind of starting a little bit lower than we wanted to. We want to be at our 64 knots when we arrive at that ridge. All right, this is our rounding downwind to base to final turn. All right, I'd say here start going down and pick in for about 60 meters in.
Okay.
Down to 64. All right, that's much better this time. All right, come on out now. Much less slippery than last time, huh?
Yeah.
It's still really, really sloppy though. Moresby 659 Ray, November Tango Zulu on the ground, Haya, cancel SAR.
November Tango Zulu, Haya, SAR, what's terminated?
November Tango Zulu, thanks. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this lesson here with Travis, and like I said, go check out my second channel if you haven't already, and start learning some lessons from other people's mistakes, because I'm not only making it for you guys, I'm actually learning myself and going, man, I can't believe that would happen. Would I do that myself? So I think you guys will enjoy it. But welcome here to Haya. Like I said, we're going to pick up 6 people, or 7. Guys, thanks for watching. Go check out one of my other videos if you enjoyed this type of content, and see you guys next time.